Episode 5.
Episode 5, man.
Check it out.
Yes, sir. Still with the hazy IPAs. Never fails. This is stable at this point.
Yeah, I don't think I can drink anything else at this point.
Well, we can't even start until you put your shades on. That's not, I can't even. There you go. I don't even recognize.
I'm like
you
a mascot now.
At this point,
I'm like a mascot now. I need him on, or I'm unrecognizable.
right? Same. The people don't even recognize me outside of here without my shades.
I know. I saw the pictures we put up on Instagram, and I was like, bro. I was like, who are these? Who are these three
guys?
people without the sunglasses on? But yeah, no, it's gonna be a good week 3. I think
Week 3, man, versus the Houston Texans in Jacksonville.
Yep.
Prowler game.
Revenge game.
Revenge game.
Yep.
Especially for Trevor. I think that this is going to be a dogfight.
Yeah, I said this at the end of our recap pod on Monday. I think it's gonna be a rock fight going into it. I think surprisingly, I think we're gonna have a big defensive matchup on both sides.
Yep.
Texans have a great defense. They're young, they're fast, they're physical, especially on the edges. We'll talk in a little bit where we think we could maybe take advantage of them a little bit.
Yeah. I think that just to get into our topics here, I think that the last couple games that they've played, very tough teams.
Yep.
And they have not risen up to the challenge to really
maybe
beat those teams.
maybe I think I think it's been a tougher matchup for sure for both of them. The Rams they played the Bucks on Monday night. I think both games were pretty close. I think the defense for Houston showed up for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
And they balled out. But yeah, I mean, offensively, it's been tough. A lot of people are blaming, saying that, CJ Stroud, is not the same player. What do you think about it? I think the Trevor versus CJ Stroud, a lot of people are comparing him in the offseason. What do you think of the comparison?
I won't say that he's not the same player, but I will say that he hasn't had an offensive line at all. Same thing with Trevor.
The last 2 years.
Yeah, right. I just think that he just isn't as creative. I think even watching back with this Bucks game, he's taking big sacks.
Yeah.
Like for a lot of yards, or he'll scramble around and just throw it into whatever whatever traffic is around, and I think that that's very dangerous. I think we could take advantage of that.
Yeah, he's running for his life. I think Todd Bowles did a great job. Last week. On sending guys right up the middle.
Yeah, scheming those blitzes for real.
Yeah, and I think Camp's going to take advantage of it. I think Camp, if you look back at the week 1 against Carolina, I think if we dial up the same sort of pressures, it didn't really pay off for us last week in Cincinnati.
Right.
They took advantage of it, of those one-on-one matchups. But I think this week specifically, they can get after CJ, especially up the middle.
Right. Agreed. I think that they're pretty weak up the middle, but I also think that our edges are going to need some double teams. I think that Josh Hines Allen and Trayvon Walker, in the past of them playing Houston, they've had some success.
Yeah.
And so I think that they're going to be keying in on those guys. I think that our interior D-line really has an opportunity to, and we'll talk about, those things. But, I think we have a really good opportunity to at least get a really important division win.
Yeah, me too. So just real quick. So when we compare Trevor and CJ Stroud specifically, we talked about this before, but you mentioned that you would take Trevor going forward. I think we all agreed eventually that we would take him going forward. But as of right now, I mean, a lot of the CJ Stroud hate that I saw, I look back at when he did have time and made some throws, like, he's still accurate. He's still, he's still able to maneuver in the pocket. Sure. He's running for his life, but he's able to make some of these throws down the field at least. Yeah. He dropped a dime to Nico Collins.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Great throw.
I don't think I agree with what you're saying. I think if we get any sort of pass rush, I don't see them scoring over 20. Me
neither. I think he's quick to panic.
Yeah.
And I think we could take advantage of that.
Absolutely.
But so to the comparison point here, I think with Trevor tries to make things happen.
Yeah.
And we see him try to take things into his own account and make some mistakes here and there. But I think when he's done that as well, you get like that bomb to Zay Jones when we're playing Dallas that one game. You know what I mean? Where we took them into overtime. You get some flashes of like real deal playmaker quarterback, right?
Yeah.
And I think that I haven't seen that much of that with C.J. Stroud. That's all.
They try to do it against the Bucs too, because they were getting killed when they were just letting them sit back there. So they were moving the pocket a little bit. But the problem with them is they can't run the ball.
Right.
So that's why the run game specifically for both teams are going to be huge on Sunday, because I think we have a chance to run the ball well against them, 100%. Just like Bucky Irving and Rashad White.
Yeah.
So
they went crazy.
And I think we can honestly have a better run game than they do.
100%. I mean, they still kind of only have Nick Chubb. You know, Mixon is still out.
Yeah.
So they're relying on one running back while we have 2 or 3. You know, so I think that we can continue to rotate fresh bodies in there, still get that run game going. I wouldn't be upset with a slug fight where ETN has the majority of the yards and like just like the Carolina game, and Trevor goes for like 170, you know, with 1 touchdown, and ETN has a touchdown, and we get a bunch of field goals off and walk out of there victorious, to be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think field position and turnovers really, I mean, turnovers are always going to be important, but I think field position in this game is going to be underrated.
100%.
And I think like you'll need your special teams like Cam Little. You'll need your special teamers like Logan Cook to really step up. It's a small thing, but it's going to be an important thing going down the stretch.
Yeah, agreed. I think that I think a big thing that you touched on here was turnovers.
Yeah.
As Jacksonville leads the league in turnover and takeaways, excuse me. We lead the league in takeaways right now. So I think that, you know, with a lot of the errant throws that CJ may make while panicking, we'd be able to take advantage of that. Like I like Dewey for another pick, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I'm shocked that both him and Eric Murray both got picks again last week.
Yeah, that was crazy.
They've been a really good surprise.
Yeah.
Really happy with them. So, but yeah, I think the defense specifically, I think if we can get after them, you know, strip sacks, you know, force fumbles, you know, force interceptions thrown into traffic or something like that, I think we'll have a lot of success.
Yeah, I don't think that getting after him is going to be the issue. It's getting home, like getting to put hands on him while he still has the ball in his hands to really affect throws, to really affect his presence in the pocket, really affect everything that, you know, because once you get enough hits on him, I mean, in the last 2 games, he's given up 3 sacks apiece each game, you know. Well, he hasn't given him up, but the line has given it up. So I think that if we put that type of pressure on him, knock him down on the ground early, really rattle him, that clock is going to speed up, and he's going to make some mistakes.
For sure. And, I mean, how do you feel about the pass rush against us, though? Because, you know, Walker Little didn't have a great game. Yeah. You know, Daniil Hunter just had 2 sacks.
Yeah.
And you know, you have
Aziz Ashur.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm butchering that name right now. I'm butchering that name.
Yeah, no, he had the big hit on Trevor, knocked him out last year too. Yeah. But yeah, you got Will Anderson. They got some good players even up the middle too. Rankins, you know, he really balled last week too. That I noticed.
Agreed.
But I did notice, you know, if we get him passing down specifically, and we stay in like 3rd and longs and stuff, it's gonna be trouble.
It's gonna be trouble.
And that's where I get really scared. But if we can stay in short distance by, you know, running the ball, I think we'll be fine. Especially running the ball up the middle.
Yeah. I agree.
But yeah, I would say those 2. And then you know, there's a lot of talk in the offseason too about, you know, BTJ versus Nico.
Let me get to the offensive line versus the defensive line.
Yeah, my fault.
I know you're good. I think that it's going to be a huge battle on that front, because our offensive line has cost us a lot of penalties.
Yeah.
Which may keep us in those 3rd and long situations, which may keep us in those 1st and long situations to where they have to pin their ears back and actually come after us. I think that once we clean, I hope this is a game that we clean up those penalties, you know, those illegal shifts, those holdings, those, you know, the things where, because to be honest, without those penalties, we protect Trevor very well.
Yeah. And
we protected him well all season. Don't get me wrong, we haven't played as tough of competition up front. I mean, Trey Hendrickson is pretty tough up front. He got his sack at the end of the game, but he's gotten his hits on. He got his hit on Trevor. But overall, I think that we'll be able to protect Trevor and run the ball between the tackles, really.
Yeah, for sure. You know who's been a really nice surprise?
Who?
Robert Hainsey.
Yeah, agreed.
I was going to have him as like my unsung hero for the end of the year awards, that we were talking about. Yeah. And he's really showed up. I've been really surprised with him. Obviously, Eric Murray, too, on the defensive side. But him, McCarry's moving people in the run game.
Man,
I'm seeing
he's firing off the ball, moving people, man.
Ezra Cleveland's playing well, just solid. You know what I mean?
He did not practice today. He was on the injury report for an ankle, so I'm kind of concerned with that. But I hope that he'll be okay, getting in because we'll need him.
Well, here's the good news about our offensive line. We don't have a lot of top end talent necessarily, but we have a lot of depth.
We do.
So whether it's Adoga, who was right there really at the right guard position. He battled McCarry during training camp, maybe to start. Yeah. And I know they like him a lot. So swing tackle if there's a guard that goes down. So I'm really happy with, if anything happens there, he's fine to step in.
And isn't Patrick McCarry, didn't he play multiple positions on the line?
That's what's really nice about this offensive line. So they're really versatile. So a lot of these guys can play, really a lot. I think there's 3 guys specifically that can play center through tackle. Wow. So Jonah Monheim, McCarry, and there might be one more, but multiple guys can step in. So I wouldn't mind seeing Wyatt Milam come in too.
I'm ready for him to get off what is he hurt with?
I don't know if he's even hurt.
Really?
Yeah, I think I
saw him on the injury report.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. But I mean, he's not going to play anyways. He's not going to start necessarily.
Fair.
But yeah, no, I did see him on something.
Yeah.
But no, I'm happy with the offensive line how they played so far. Other 100%. Than at points last week, like we talked with Walker Little, and I think.
I mean. With the edge rusher like Trey Hendrickson, dude, I can't. I can only ask you to do your best.
Yeah, but but what you're going against tough guys all year, really?
Right.
I mean,
but that was his first test.
Yeah,
it was his first test, and then you got to get your feet wet with that one.
Yeah.
And to be honest, he did well enough to where Trey Hendrickson wasn't that big of an impact in the game. But he was an impact enough to get Trevor to throw an interception, and
Yeah, I think he held up for the most part. It's just when it came down to crunch time,
right?
There's a few plays that's when he kind of gave it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else on the defensive line or versus our offensive line that you can think of?
No, I think that the defensive line and the offensive line is where we're gonna see the coaching battle.
Okay.
I think that. Because you got head coach D'Amico Ryans, who's a primarily defensive coach.
Yep.
And then you have our coach Liam Cohen, who's primarily offense. I think that that's where the battle really is going to occur.
Yeah.
And I think that Coach Cohen is going to account for those edge rushers. And I think we'll see more snaps from LaQuinn Allen than we're used to.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I think it'll be a surprise, on who's actually – I think LaQuinn actually runs the best in between the tackles out of all of them.
Oh, that's a great point.
And I think to kind of stop the pass rush, too, obviously we're talking about running the ball a lot, but screen games are super important.
Agreed.
Chipping these guys. I think LaQuinn's going to have a big game. That's my player of the game, I think, going forward prediction-wise.
Yeah.
Just, chipping guys on the end. They're going to have to chip with, tight ends and running backs and swing screens and things like that, just to kind of ease the pressure off of Trevor.
Right.
Right. So I think LaQuinn, that's a good call out. I think he's gonna have a great game.
Yeah. I'm also looking for Brenton Strange again.
They got some athletic linebackers though. So
agreed. But I think I'm looking for him in the run game. Yeah. Him, Munt. I'm looking for these guys in the run game. I'm looking for these 13 personnel setups.
Yeah.
And I'm interested, man. I'm super excited to see that chess match of coaches, right? That's going to be interesting to me.
I think even more than a chess match, I think it's just going to be old school football.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun. There's going to be a lot of big hits in this game.
Agreed.
A lot of just physicality, and Liam's preached it. So we'll see if the team is going to respond too. And I think after disappointing week in Cincinnati too, I think this team's really pissed off and frustrated.
Yeah.
And, I hope they take it out on Houston.
Yeah. And Houston's pissed off and frustrated.
Yeah, so they're 0-2.
They might take it out on us.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that. So they're 0-2 as well. So, or not as well, but they're 0-2. So it's kind of like for them, it's do or die if you really look at the statistics.
Them starting out 0-3. When's the last time they started 0-3?
I don't know, but I don't know when's the last time a team. Probably a better question is like when's the last time a team went 0-3 and made the playoffs. Those I forget the exact statistic, but it's like really scary once you go like if you go like 1-4 or 0-3 or like you get into some really bad like waters because from there for some reason, even though it's a longer season, it's tough to climb out of.
Yeah, I mean, I think the morale is low.
Yeah.
I think the morale around everyone is low. The confidence is low.
Yeah.
That everybody knows that they're in the NFL and they have the ability to do so. But if it's just not clicking, you get kind of down on yourself in that moment.
Yeah.
So I think that we have a real chance to really put them in a bind here.
Yeah, it could be one of those things where we can knock him out early in the season.
I would love to do that. I would love for the only competition this year to be the Colts.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That'd be great.
I wouldn't mind it. But yeah, no, I agree. I think it would be it. That's really the biggest thing. Like we've played I think the Panthers game we played great. We just couldn't finish a lot of drives, but we're fine.
Yeah.
I think last week we played down to the Jake Browning Bengals. And
I think that threw us off so bad.
I think know
that
why.
was just because they adjusted at halftime, and we're not gonna go all the way back. We're not gonna go all the way.
But still,
they adjusted at halftime to quick passes and because with Joe Burrow, you allow him to get into all the gadget plays and things like that, and you can't do that with Jake Browning. So you get into a quick step drop.
Yeah.
Get the ball out of your hands.
Yeah. They're trying to get in their playmakers' hands. Yeah.
Yeah. Got to put it in Jamar Chase's hand, T. Higgins. Like, you see that zero blitz coming, go. Like, you know what I'm saying? A go route to T. Higgins, which turned into a touchdown. Like, you know what I mean? There's just things where when you see these things, you have, as a backup quarterback, you can't put your backup quarterback in certain situations. That's all.
Yeah, for sure. How do you think our wide receivers against their secondary is going to play? BTJ's kind of the talk of the town right now.
Yeah.
Coming off the rough, week 2. So how do you think BT, Travis, Parker, Diami, how do you think against a tough, Houston secondary with Stingley and all them?
I personally am not off the BTJ bandwagon.
I'm definitely not.
I'm not. I just see a lot of people who are.
Yeah.
And please, you can say what you want to say. That man is still a top 10 receiver in the NFL, in my opinion.
Everybody's gonna have a bad week.
Yeah.
He played a great rookie season.
100%.
Now there is a sophomore slump that you got to watch out for.
I agree.
However, I think he's fine.
I do too.
Everybody's panicking right now. It's week 2. It's not week 10. He's not doing this.
No.
So I think we're fine.
I do as well. I think that, him getting into the groove of things. I saw I looked at that catch again, or that drop catch on the 4th down.
Yeah.
And he just took his eye off the ball.
Yeah, he was trying to get in the end zone.
He was trying to run before he got the ball.
Yeah.
And that's simple mental mistakes, you know what I mean, that can be fixed. I don't think that I think that he catches that ball. If the stakes weren't so high, he catches that ball and he makes a
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were saying kind of like he was dogging, like he wasn't trying hard enough.
Yeah.
Now, I think the hit that he got,
when we played Pittsburgh in the preseason,
I think he did have his head on a swivel the whole game. Now, besides that, though, if you look at the rest of the game, he did make some plays.
Yeah.
He was making a lot of plays other than that, too. Now, obviously, the bad ones are going to get highlighted.
And he was great in run blocking.
I didn't look close enough. I did remember one on the sideline that wasn't that great, but
well, fair. Okay.
But I agree with you. I think people are dogging him a little bit too hard.
Agreed.
And I don't want to alienate him from the rest of the team, especially this early.
Right. Because it wasn't just him.
Yeah, it wasn't just him at all. That's a good point. So, but yeah, how do you think they stack up against the secondary? I mean, they got Lassiter on the outside. They got Stingley. They have I really like this kid, Jalen Petrie or whatever in the inside. Yeah. So he's more of like a nickel safety kind of guy, and he looks tough too.
He's tough, yeah.
So how do you think they stack up against all those guys? And who do you think really is going to, out of our wide receiving group, kind of step up?
I want to see BTJ have a bounce back game.
Me too.
But I think Stingley's probably going to follow him around a little bit. I think that's how they played Mike Evans.
Yeah.
And
he had a good game against Mike Evans.
He had a great game against Mike Evans. Yeah. But I think that Parker Washington is really gonna come alive and show that he's the guy right now.
Me too. I think Parker's got the most juice right now.
The most juice.
I think Diami has been the most overall consistent.
Agreed.
So they might go to him too, but yeah, I don't know. I think the backs are really going to have the biggest part of the game. I don't think it's going to be throwing the ball on the outsides.
Yeah,
it's going to be LaQuint Allen on these third downs, or Etienne on these screens. Strange might have a good game. He's got some tough matchups. So
he does.
If he had a great game, I'd be pumped. But I think
100%.
he's more valuable in the run game this week.
Yeah.
So from there, I would say how does kind of the reverse. So how does Nico Collins is on the other side.
Yeah.
They got some young wide receivers, some rookies out there, Higgins, Noel. What do you think about them and how they stack against us, who kind of struggled last week? Whether it was Tyson Campbell against good receiving core last week,
and I think Christian Kirk is going to play.
I think he's out.
I think that because he practiced today.
He did?
Yeah, he practiced today. He was full participant or
really?
Limited, one of the two.
I thought he was out. I thought he was out with like a hamstring or something.
Yeah, no, he was.
Okay.
But I think that he's saying he's going to play this week. But I mean,
how much?
I'm not worried.
I'm not
going to hold you. I'm not really worried about Christian Kirk, to be honest with you.
But what about the Tyson Campbell, Nico?
What do you think? Yeah. I will say that it should be a bounce back game for Tyson Campbell. Jamar Chase kind of cooks him every time we play them.
Yeah.
And so I think that Nico Collins will be a better matchup for him. It'll be a better matchup for him, and I think that he'll do better.
Yeah, I agree. I think this game specifically, I think Travis Hunter's. I don't think the matchup necessarily against a more physical and a bigger receiver like Nico is going to be big, but I think I really do. I'm sorry, going back and forth. I think Tyson's got to have a big game.
Yeah.
For us, if CJ is going to get out of the pocket at all and look downfield, like Tyson's got to be that number one corner.
He does.
So it's tough. I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna be able to do it though. I gotta see it on paper first.
I think so.
I gotta see it with my own eyes first.
I'm big on Nico Collins. I love Nico Collins. I think that he's a really good talent, really good down the field threat.
Yeah.
But I think with this, I don't think Camp makes the same mistake twice. And I think that
plays a little bit more zone, maybe.
I do think.
But we just talked about they're going to send the house against these guys.
Well, I don't think that they'll send the house in spurts, right? We're not. It's not going to. I don't think we should blitz as often as we think.
But I think that's where we get in trouble, because I think if you give CJ enough time, he's got enough weapons on the outside. Schultz to their tight ends good. Like I think the main.
I'm not worried about Schultz though.
Yeah, but I'm saying the main way to beat CJ Stroud is to pressure him, like Tampa did last week.
Yeah,
and send the house and try to confuse them and try to send as many exotic blitzes as I can.
I'm with you. I just think we can win with our front four as well, though.
Yeah, exactly. We just got to get to him, because if we don't get to him, I feel like that's where we can get cooked in the secondary.
Yeah, we have I think our front four is way more solid than the Bucs front four is.
Yeah.
And I think that we'll be able to get home as well as, because I mean,
yeah, we might not have to send as many because of that.
That's what I'm saying. I think we could drop a few more back in coverage if those guys are playing inspired, motivated football and pissed off football like we think they're going to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's we will be able to win in that aspect.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, as far as like the rest of the game goes, any predictions on kind of like score of the game, how it ends up like playing out all the way through?
Yeah, I kind of posted it earlier. I think there's going to be a defensive game, but I think there's going to be some home run plays hit.
Okay.
Out of pure maybe exhaustion.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's going to be a home run or two hit, and I think that we win 24-17.
Okay.
I think Trevor has a very minimum game. I don't think he's going to have to do much this game.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it's going to be one of those things where they run the ball a ton.
Yeah. And I'm okay with that.
Me too.
I'm okay with that. I don't think that they can. We've proven that we can run the ball kind of on anyone so far.
Yeah.
And I think that trend continues here.
Yep.
I like ETN for over whatever he has.
Yeah.
As far as gambling goes.
Yeah.
So I think that, yeah, man, I think we're going to be in prime position to really put that division on notice right now.
Me too. I think it's going to be a close game. I think, unfortunately, I would love to have the Jags have a huge bounce back game and blow these guys out, or I just don't think it's going to happen.
Not with a division game like this.
I think it's going to be a very chippy, a very competitive game. I think it's going to be a low scoring game.
Yeah.
I don't think either team's getting out of the 20s.
Okay.
Or getting into the 20s.
Okay.
I think it's going to be 19-17 Jags. I think it's
cover that 1.5.
Yeah. I think you're going to see special teams show up bigger, more than you think.
Okay.
I think Parker might have like a punt return for a touchdown.
Ooh.
Something like that.
Ooh.
Cam Little hit a lot of field goals. Logan Cook, unfortunately, might be on the field more than we want.
A little bit more than we want him to.
Yeah, but I do think we're going to run the ball up the middle on these guys.
Yeah.
If we stick to it. And then I think either Quinn Allen or ETN has a big game. So I think, ETN might get – this might be the one time this season I think that he might get like 20-plus carries.
Wow. Yeah.
I think something like that, and I think LeQuint on – screens or, something up the middle. I think that's where we're going to see a lot of success.
I like that. I think that I think I agree with the ETN part, 20-plus carries. I think I'm just trying to think about his yards, Is he going to put up 100? Is he going to put up 120?
That's what I'm saying. I think it's going to be one of those games where it's just ugly.
Got you.
I think it's just
so he might have 20 carries for 70 yards.
I think it's just going to be an ugly game. I don't know why. I sense it, and I think it's just going to be
one of those grinded out.
One of those grinded out. Like you hope, we're going to get a pass rush against them.
Yeah.
They might get it against us.
Right.
They might get turnovers. We're going to get some turnovers.
Yeah.
It's just going to be war of attrition in the middle of the field most of the game.
Yeah.
And it's going to come down to really whose kicking game I think is going to win.
Yeah.
So that's why I think Parker maybe a late punt return or something in the fourth quarter.
I think he's going to flip the field at one point, with a really good return for a kick or a punt or something like that.
This is one of those games I think it should be in the downpouring rain or something, the wind. I don't know why I think that. Maybe it's going to be a shootout. Maybe they surprise us, but I just don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see that either.
Yeah.
Not with the pass rush on both sides of the ball. I don't think it's going to be a shootout. But, I do agree that it's going to be grinded out, fought heavy. It's going to be good to see. I think all of the punting may not be fun to watch.
I think it's going to be one of those games again where, unlike Cincy, where you were frustrated because they weren't playing well, it's just going to be you're frustrated because the other team's
is pretty good.
Yeah,
and that's okay.
So, yeah. But, yeah, no, I appreciate it, dude. I think it's been a good pod.
Definitely.
We're here at Strings again, so we'll be here every Monday in Jax Beach at Strings location, and then we'll be here in Springfield
on Thursdays. Oh, Wednesdays.
On Wednesdays. Recording, but
Thursdays.
This will come out on Thursday.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
But, But, if you guys want to show up, feel free. But, yeah, appreciate it, dude, and go Jags.
Go Jags, baby.